Speak your dream life into existence. Remember, you got to always pair it with action. I'm guaranteeing that it's going to happen for you. Write down those goals, be clear on your goals, be consistent with it. Make sure that you sticking to your script. Make sure that you write your own story. You hear so many times people telling you to choose your words wisely, speak things into existence. And I'm here to tell you that it's true. Like everything you say, you can manifest. Everything you tell yourself, you can make come true. I never had anyone tell me to focus on the positives because I noticed as I got older that everyone around me had a fixed mindset. They felt like they were stuck in that hole that they were in. They didn't feel like they could climb out, or they didn't feel like they can shape their own future. If you're constantly speaking of negative things, if you're constantly speaking of all of the things that you don't desire, then you consistently get those same results, because our words are powerful and you're putting energy into the things that you don't desire. So you continue to repeat that cycle. So that's why you start to get that feeling of this isn't working for me, because you're not consistent with putting those affirmations out in the world. You're not consistent with speaking things into existence for yourself. You thinking just because you say it once that it's going to change your results. No, you have to stay consistent when you're speaking things into existence. Now that I've experienced it, I'm a firm believer that we attract whatever we put into the atmosphere. One of the most famous lines that make me think of this is Muhammad Ali, when he said, "I said I was the greatest before I became it." And I get it. It's hard to understand the power of words when it seems like it's overshadowed by the bad things going on in our life. It seems like more of the negativity, more of the things that we don't desire, more of the hard times are just constantly coming to us. So why would you even believe that you can do something just by reciting it? Why would you believe the power of your own words when you've been saying these things, but you still had the same results? Another example that I like to use to show you the power of your words is Tupac. You hear in a lot of his music that he made towards the end of his life, he spoke about death a lot. He spoke about the afterlife a lot. And then next thing you know, he was murdered. And I feel like we attract these things just by reciting them, just by putting it into the atmosphere. And I feel like that's a prime example of it. When you hear him talking about death, you hear him talking about the afterlife and when I go to heaven and all these things. But then next thing you know, he was murdered. One thing that helped me believe this for myself personally was when I began speaking. I always said that I wanted to impact the world. I didn't understand how I was going to do it. I just knew that that was something that I wanted to do within myself as I continued on my personal journey, as I got out of depression, as I got out of that space of not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. I always said, I want to impact people. I want to help people. I want to change the world in some type of way. And that came with me doing my podcast. I began to reach people in so many countries. When you say things and you truly align yourself with it, then that's when you notice that things start to change in your life in the background. You just start to notice that a lot of things have changed in your life. You're like, damn, I didn't know that I came this far in my life. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, where you talking to yourself, you telling yourself things, and then next thing you know, you look back, you're like, dang, I'm really here. I remember talking about this one day. I remember always saying that I wanted to be at this position, and I'm finally here. Speak of things in the current sense like it's already for you, because everything is inevitable, meaning that it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. Like it's going to happen with no doubt. You have to know that with no doubt in your mind. It's just like using your affirmations where you say, I am successful. I am financially free. Whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, you have to speak it in the current tense. You can't say, I'm going to be. No, when I get there. No matter how bad things get, we all have things that we can complain about. We all have struggles. But the real power comes when you learn how to highlight the good within the bad. Where you look at a bad situation and you look at it as a learning opportunity. You look at this and say, how can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Well, this negative thing happened, but on the flip side, this is something else that I can look at and take from it that's a good thing. When you have something bad happen in your life, you learn how to look at it on the flip side and say, what can I take from this? And at least this didn't happen. You always find the good in the bad. And I'm not being unrealistic. I know that some situations it just be a struggle where you just can't manifest that, where you just don't see it. And that's perfectly fine. But learn to be conscious and learn to put in the effort of switching your words, switching the way you feel about bad situations and not continuing to highlight it. As we said before, if you put energy into something, it's going to continue to repeat itself. So if you don't desire something, why continue to repeat the things that kind of brought it into your life. No, you need to speak things into existence. You need to reverse the thoughts that you don't desire. You need to reverse all the things that's obvious in your life that you don't like right now. This is the part where most people fail. Once they hit any roadblock, all that encouragement and that hope that they had goes right downhill. You think about starting a business, you think about when you starting something in the beginning, you all encouraged, you inspired. The next thing you know, you start to hit things that you didn't know were gonna happen. You start to figure out like, oh, it's more work than I expected. And then you lose some of your traction that you had. You lose some of that excitement that you had in the beginning. So as you go through any hard times, frustrations, as for myself, I used to always say, where do I want to go after this? I'm in the middle of this right now, which I can't change, but where do I want to go after? Where do I see myself excelling to after I get through this storm? Those are the things that I start to speak into existence. Those are the things that I start to highlight as I was in the middle of going through a struggle, as I was in the middle of going through any hard times that I didn't like, where I felt uncomfortable. Always thought about what's next for me? What's after this? What do I want to do so that I don't feel this feeling again? I began to look at any hard time that I faced as a growth opportunity. I began to see this as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity for me to become a better person, because it's all helping to build me up into the person that I like to become in the long term. One of the ways that I found that worked for me to help me continue to speak things into existence, always thought about what was it that I wanted if I had all the resources, if I knew that I could achieve anything, if I went and did it, like it was no doubt that it was gonna happen. That's how I always thought about my future. I always thought like, hold on, if I knew that I couldn't fail at something, which is true, like you will not fail at anything if you continue to go. You'll face roadblocks. It may take a little time to get there, but you will not fail. You only fail when you quit. And I always ask myself, like, what is it that I want to do? Where do I want to go in the next 5 or 10 years? And I always thought long term. I always thought big. And I started to change my word, and I started to really, truly vibrate and feel that, like, become a part of me. And that only happened because I focused on the things that I wanted to attract into my life and not the things that were coming to me that I didn't like. And I feel like the only reason that I'm here right now, that I'm sitting here and you looking at me right now, you listen to my podcast, you see me on social media, is because I was consistent and I truly believed everything that I told myself. Always remember to only speak things that you like to attract into your life. So what is it that you like to attract into your life? What is it that you want to speak into your life? Consistently speak of these things, consistently match your actions with your words too. You can't just speak it into existence and expect it to happen. No, you have to consistently put in that work, no matter how many hard times you face, no matter how frustrated you may be, no matter how far you may feel like you're away from that goal. You have to consistently speak these things into existence and believe it, trust it. When you look in the mirror, you have to see that person that you want to become and not that person that you are right now. That person that you are right now and those frustrations, those struggles, those hard times are building you up to go to that next level. The only reason you're facing hard times right now is because you desire to get more in your life. And why you desire to get more? Because you're speaking it, you see it in your mind. Now you're speaking it into existence, and now you're getting the challenge that you need to help you levitate to that next level. Speak your dream life into existence. Remember, you got to always pair it with action. I'm guaranteeing that it's going to happen for you. Write down those goals, be clear on your goals, be consistent with it. Make sure that you sticking to your script. Make sure that you write your own story. Think big. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. If you're dealing with self-doubt, if you really feel like I don't really have what it takes, if you just doubt yourself in some type of way, go ahead and check out this video up here that I made to help you get over that self-doubt, which kind of goes right into this video that we talking about using the manifestation of your own words, because your words are powerful. What you tell yourself is true. So go ahead, check this video out, hit that subscribe button. I look forward to hearing from you. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you manifesting things, what you manifesting into your life. Go ahead and enjoy your day. And remember, everybody has greatness within, even you.